Do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You may be seated. All right, we are here today set for a final trial regarding division of property only, no children. It's come to the court's attention that the parties have made some agreements in regards to the businesses. And the only issues that are before the court is in regards to a vehicle, some real estate, and the division of debts. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Prior to going on the record, the parties were able to stipulate to some exhibits. So petitioner's exhibit 1 is admitted and respondents exhibits 1 through 69 are admitted. All right. You all are set at 30 minutes aside. That will include any opening and closing statements should you all choose to make them, as well as any examination. Attorney Adamson, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
I would, Judge.
Okay, you may proceed.
So, Judge, this case has come close to settling several times, not to discuss those settlement offers, but the main issue is who's going to get the properties that produce income rather than the properties that are mainly right now for investment and need to be either rented out or starting to produce income. There's 2 businesses that the parties own. They've each agreed to divide those out. One is called XL Entertainment. That is just a holding company. And what it does is it holds the main income producing property located on Indiana Avenue in Corpus Christi. That's a quadplex. And it's listed as the second property under our spreadsheet. The other company is Mr. Medrano's company that he's owned throughout the marriage and in their previous marriage. That is his property. We're not seeking compensation for that. However, that does produce income. So what we want to do today is, in a fair and equitable distribution, get mother some income where she can have income coming in just as well as the father. There is one issue regarding a vehicle that mother will testify today that she drove throughout the marriage. The only vehicle that we've agreed will be awarded to her is a Bentley. And that sounds like a great car, but it's upside down by about $15,000 by agreement of the parties. Excuse me, $18,000. Other than that, Judge, our spreadsheet shows a distribution of 52 to 48%. It's a slight offset from 50-50. However, if the mother's distribution from the Barladock house on the top line of our spreadsheet is reduced to 450 from 479.9, it would make it an exact 50-50 distribution, should the court decide that that's in the better interest of the parties. The reason for that is our client has claimed adultery by the father with a transvestite paramour, and mother will testify as to the video she's seen of that activity and the actual seeing of the parties holding hands. And Judge, with that, we just asked the court to do a fair and equitable distribution based on the spreadsheet we have, and we intend to show why that's fair and equitable throughout the case. Thanks.
Thank you. Attorney Buckley?
Your Honor, I'll reserve my time.
Okay. All right. Attorney Adamson, you have 27 minutes and 56 seconds left. You may call your first witness.
Call Ms. Medrano to the stand.
Right? Ma'am, if you'd have a seat right here and just sit as close as you can to the microphone.
Get your sound off. Do you need me on the mic? Okay. Figure I'm loud enough. Okay. Thank you.
And counsel, whenever you're ready to proceed.
State your name, please.
Vanessa Ayala.
And you formerly went by the name Medrano, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you are currently married, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're married to the respondent?
Benito Enrique Medrano. Yes.
Okay. And you and Mr. Medrano have been separated since what time?
Approximately I want to say July.
Summer of 2025?
Yes.
Before that time, you both lived in a home in Grand Prairie, correct?
No, sir. The respondent moved out and acquired an apartment wherein he abandoned our home.
Prior to the separation, did you both live in a home in Grand Prairie?
Yes.
Upon separation, he moved to an apartment in Arlington, correct?
That is correct.
The home that you guys live in was a home that you two bought together in your first marriage, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in your first divorce, unbeknownst to you, that was awarded to him as his property, correct?
Objection.
That is correct.
Okay.
Hold on
what
a
is
second,
the
she
objection?
stands up.
I'm sorry, I'm going to object to relevance. We've already stipulated that it's a separate property per our spreadsheets. and that it was awarded to him in the first divorce. So it's just not really relevant to today's proceeding.
Thank you. Counsel, what's the relevance?
I'm just doing background, Judge.
Okay, sustain.
I can move on.
Buckle up, guys, because this courtroom instantly turns explosive the moment the wife's attorney drops a shocking accusation right in front of the judge. What started as a normal property division case suddenly becomes deeply personal when claims of adultery involving a so-called transvestite paramour enter the conversation. You can feel the energy in the courtroom shift immediately as everyone realizes this divorce is hiding far more drama beneath the surface. The attorney carefully frames the allegation as the reason his client deserves a larger share of the estate, and just like that, the entire hearing becomes unpredictable. This short moment works perfectly as an intro because it throws viewers directly into controversy without wasting a second.
You guys also vacationed in a home in Corpus Christi, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and that home you two have agreed will be sold and distributed in some form of fashion in this case, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, beside the the home that y'all lived in, there are 7 different properties that you guys own together, correct?
Yes, sir.
And all of these have homes on them except one, is that correct?
That is correct.
And one of them is a 4-plex.
That is right.
Out of these 7 properties, how many of them are rented?
All with the exception of the one on Saxit, which is where I am currently residing.
Okay. So the house on Saxit is one you live in, and that's the one that's valued the lowest in the property distribution, correct?
Yes, I was let to live there until the distribution of properties.
Okay. And that home's only valued at $23,000. Is that correct on the spreadsheet?
I'm not sure. I believe that is the one on Wilson.
Okay. And the one on Saxit then is 160,000.
Correct.
Excuse me. Okay. And right now, the property making the most money is the one in Indiana.
That is correct.
But how much does that make each month?
Each tenant pays approximately $875, so times 4.
Okay, so a little over $3,300 total.
That is correct.
And is it full right now?
Yes, sir.
And have you been managing that throughout the marriage?
I have started managing it since the summer that I petitioned for divorce.
Okay, so you've only begun managing it in the summer of 2025.
That is correct.
And have you been in charge of repairs there and what have you
We were
since
mutual.
that time?
Yes.
And tell the court why you're wanting this property in particular.
The reason I'm wanting this property is because this was part of our retirement plan, if I may. One day, my husband decided that he no longer wanted our marriage. I was a stay-at-home mom, and
Objection.
that's the only,
Hold on, ma'am, one
Hold
second.
on, when she stands, you have to stop.
1 second, go ahead.
To relevance about her being a stay-at-home mom. Their children are aged out. This is not during the relevant time period of this divorce that they have children.
Sustain.
What other income do you have besides this rental property right now?
I work. I do the rentals of my own property. I also work for Cornerstone Living, as well as I am freelancing with my cosmetology license, something I never got the opportunity of doing.
How much do you make at Cornerstone?
At Cornerstone, I work part-time, which is only the weekends, so approximately $200 a week.
And how much do you make freelancing with your cosmetology license per week?
Per week, approximately $200 plus tips.
Now that's about $400 a week. Can you make ends meet on that amount of money?
No, sir. What helps me is managing my properties.
The rental money, correct?
That's correct.
And you currently care for a niece, is that correct? You have guardianship over?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Both of us adopted her.
Go ahead.
Objection relevance. There's no children in this marriage. So what she does with her niece is not any relation to this proceeding today.
I disagree, Judge. They both have guardianship over a niece, and that comes into the fair and equitable distribution with the court's discretion.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, can
I
I
don't know about that one.
respond?
It's not a child of the marriage.
No, but
Is
it's
she
a party over
adopted?
which both of them have joint
She is
guardianship.
not.
Yes, we have joint.
But for spousal maintenance, it has to be either a child of the marriage or a child that is adopted by the party. So if the child if she only has guardianship, it wouldn't be relevant.
We'll move on.
Sustain.
During the marriage, what vehicle did you primarily drive?
My white Mercedes-Benz SUV.
And that's a 220 Mercedes GLE.
That is correct.
And that car or that vehicle is currently valued at just under $31,000 according to the spreadsheet. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that car has a note on it. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're willing to take that note as part of your liabilities under the debts. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're willing to take the Bentley even though it's upside down with its debt. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And the parties have agreed that the Bentley's upside down by about $18,000.
That is correct.
During the course of this litigation, you also sold off a Volkswagen. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you're willing to take the $500 that's left on that debt as well.
that is correct.
Alright, guys, now the wife finally takes the stand, and this is where the emotional side of the case starts unfolding piece by piece. She calmly explains how the marriage fell apart, revealing that her husband moved out and abandoned the marital home before the divorce officially escalated. But what makes this segment powerful is the tension between the attorneys, because almost every detail starts triggering objections from the opposing side. Even simple background questions suddenly become contested territory. You can tell both sides are trying to carefully control the narrative before the real accusations come out, and that pressure makes the entire testimony feel uncomfortable and intense from the very beginning.
Let's talk about the businesses. Does Excel Entertainment own anything outside of the quadplex that we mentioned earlier?
To my knowledge, no.
Is Excel Entertainment solely under your name?
That is correct.
It's an LLC in the state of Texas, correct?
To my knowledge, yes.
And Mr. Medrano's company or companies that he owns, you haven't had anything to do with running those companies, correct?
No, sir, not at all.
Do they hold any of the marital property that you know of?
Not that I know of.
We've also listed some other debts. We've got the Bentley, we've got the Mercedes, we've got the Volkswagen, and then there's another debt for the property on Indiana for a little over $12,000. That would go with the quadplex, correct?
Yes, sir, that is a tax loan that I
You took out to pay the taxes on.
take out to pay the
You're willing
taxes
to
on.
take that as part of your
Yes, sir, I am.
debt.
Yes,
And then the last debt that is we've listed here as a separate liability on the page 2 of the spreadsheet is the Amex ending in 2005. Is that right?
that is correct.
And that has about $3,000 of debt on it.
Yes, sir, which I'm currently paying off.
And that's debt that you incurred and you're willing to take as separate property, correct? Or separate liability.
Yes.
Let's talk about the split up with the marriage. You mentioned earlier that Mr. Medrano wanted to leave.
Objection leading.
Sustained only.
You mentioned earlier the reason that Mr. Medrano decided to leave. Were there anything that you found out subsequent to the separation that you think helped cause the separation?
Just that, I mean, we vowed to love each other forever through the Catholic Church, but some things don't last forever. His likes changed.
Let me re-ask the question. It's a very simple question. Just listen to it and answer it. Was there anything that you found out that you think helped cause the separation?
Yes,
What?
his extramarital affairs.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I take the witness on board iron?
Sure.
How did you find out that Mr. Medrano was allegedly having an affair?
We seen him, and
Who is we?
myself, my niece, and from what I'm aware of, there was also other people.
And when did you see him having an affair?
The pictures and the time I seen him having an affair was,
I'm going to object to her testifying about any of this. To me, it's clear she doesn't have personal knowledge of this. This is something that someone has told.
no, I do have personal knowledge. We've
You
seen him.
cannot-
Hold on
cannot
one
be-
second,
that's
one
not your
second.
job.
Keep asking her questions.
Okay.
I think she's done with her,
You
Judge.
saw a photo. Is that what your testimony is?
No, ma'am, I seen him
You saw Mr. Medrano having,
holding hands with a gentleman that was dressed as a lady,
when was this?
at the Rio Grande store, the summer right before 4th of July,
What year?
this past year, 2025, right before I left the home for good.
Okay, Your Honor. I still think that she does not have personal knowledge of this, but.
Overruled.
You've since seen an intimate video between these two persons, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Objection, Your Honor,
What's the legal objection?
that she's going to testify to evidence that's, or a video that's not been admitted into evidence.
Okay, but the question was I can't really say that because I don't know necessarily what his next question is gonna be. So depending on the next question, we'll see. Overruled for now.
Okay.
Go ahead, counsel.
Buckle up, because this is where the real financial battle finally comes into focus. The wife begins detailing the 7 properties owned during the marriage, including rental homes and a quadplex generating thousands of dollars every single month. Suddenly, viewers realize this divorce is not just emotional, it's about serious money and long-term financial control. The attorney strategically walks through each property to show why the income-producing assets matter more than simple ownership percentages. What makes this section interesting is how calm the conversation sounds on the surface, while both sides are clearly fighting over who will control the future cash flow after the marriage officially ends.
Do you think that the spreadsheet that you and I have outlined together is a fair and equitable distribution of the marital estate?
Yes, sir.
Do you think it accurately depicts the assets and liabilities of the marital estate? Does this list
To
everything?
my
y'all-
knowledge, yes.
Does it list everything y'all owe?
To my knowledge, yes.
Pass witness.
Cross.
I will reserve my cross for my case in chief, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Adamson, you may ask your next, you may call your, is there anything else further from her?
No, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, you may return to your seat. You may call your next witness.
Judge will reserve the rest of it for cross-examination. We'll rest.
Okay. Attorney Buckley, you may call your first witness.
Your Honor, before I call my witness, as Mr. Adamson has read, I asked for a directed verdict on the request for spousal maintenance, as her testimony does not meet the elements under Chapter 8 to receive spousal maintenance. She's receiving income from rental properties and she's receiving income from working. Additionally, based on her own spreadsheet, in this divorce, she's asking to be awarded $979,000 in total. And if that doesn't meet her minimum basic needs, I'm not sure how that's possible.
Judge, there's no request on our relief for spousal support. The spousal support was interim. It was needed during the whole case, but as of now, once she gets half the property, obviously it won't be needed.
Okay, so because it was in your amended petition and some of your questioning alluded to it, so are you withdrawing the spousal maintenance?
We're not asking for spousal maintenance. We're just asking for a distribution.
Oh, okay.
And to the extent that they're also asking for a disproportionate share, I would ask for a directed verdict on that because I don't believe that they met the elements of adultery to establish a disproportionate share of the estate. We believe it should be a 50-50 division according to our spreadsheet.
Okay,
Judge, I don't think it qualifies directed verdict. Even the testimony that a man's holding hands with another man, that's pretty indicative of something wrong. And the fact that she said she saw video is also indication. The court can take it under discretion whether or not it's strong enough for a disproportionate distribution. It goes to weight, not to admissibility.
and that's true. The motion for judgment is denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I call Benito Medrano.
Okay, sir, you may have a seat right here and just sit as close as you can to the microphone. And whenever you're ready, counsel.
Mr. Medrano, please state your name for the record.
Benito Enrique Medrano.
And is one of the exhibits in front of you H1, our summary of requested relief? Or you may not have it in front of you, but do we have a summary of requested relief before the court today?
Yes.
And is this a summary of everything you are asking the court to do in this divorce today?
Yes.
And even though you're a respondent, you're requesting to be divorced today, is that true?
Yes, that's right.
And have you been a domiciliary of Texas for the preceding 6-month period?
Yes.
And have you lived in this county for the preceding 90-day period?
Yes.
And what day did you and Ms. Medrano stop living together as husband and wife?
It was
Approximately. It doesn't have to be. exact.
April of 2025.
And what was your date of marriage?
It was February of the 14th, 2015.
And is there any reasonable expectation of reconciliation?
No, ma'am.
And were there any children born during this marriage?
Yes.
But are those children all above the age of 18 at this point?
Yes.
And you have not adopted any children, is that true?
That's right.
And are you expecting a child at this time?
No.
And do you believe what you are requesting today regarding the division of your property is a fair and equitable division of the property?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to direct your attention to our spreadsheet that is in evidence as H2. Can you tell the court what you want to happen with the first property on this spreadsheet?
For 18 East Barladock, I would like to sell the property and pay the debt, and the remaining we can split evenly,
And why do you want to pay the debt off with the proceeds from that property?
because that's the debt we acquired during our marriage.
And are some of our exhibits supporting this spreadsheet that are in evidence statements from these debts that we listed here?
Yes.
And you're including paying off the Bentley for Miss Medrano, is that true?
Yes, that's right.
And did you hear her testify that that car is upside down
Yes, I
in
did.
value? And so do you believe that paying off that debt helps her?
Yes, definitely.
And on our spreadsheet on line 4, you'll see that we're providing her an equalization payment. Do you see that?
Yes.
And how much is that?
89,000.
And why are you proposing to equalize in this way?
That way it could be fair to both of us.
Okay, and are the other properties listed here under real estate? How did you all acquire these properties?
How did we acquire the properties?
Yes, so when did you acquire them?
During our marriage.
And so our position is they're all community property, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And which of these properties are you asking the court be awarded to you?
The fourplex, which is Indiana, the vacant lot on Wilson, the house on Saxet, and the house on Cadena.
And why are you asking specifically for these properties?
Well, we acquired these properties as a retirement plan. Since I work in construction, I think I can take better care of the properties maintenance wise, and I can definitely, keep them up to date.
And during the divorce, who has maintained the properties?
Vanessa.
And have there been any issues with her maintaining them?
Yes.
What issues were those?
Well, there's still some issues, maintenance wise, and obviously, keeping up with the taxes and things like that.
And when you say maintenance wise, can you just give a little bit of an example of what you mean by that?
Yes, like, for example, if there's anything wrong with the properties, the drain, the bathroom, whatever issues they might have, the tenants might have, obviously she can't take care of them, as which is my job. So I can definitely take care of that with that, costing me a fortune.
Alright, guys, this part becomes far more emotional because the wife stops talking like a business partner and starts speaking like someone trying to rebuild her entire life. She explains that these rental properties were supposed to become their retirement plan before everything collapsed. The moment she mentions being a stay-at-home mom, objections immediately start flying again, showing just how aggressively the other side wants to limit sympathy in front of the judge. Then the conversation shifts toward her current income struggles, side jobs, and daily survival after separation. This segment feels important because viewers finally see the human consequences behind all the spreadsheets and property valuations being argued in court.
The reason that you've stayed away from trying to maintain these properties during the divorce?
Because she's been keeping all the money.
And how much money has she been keeping from these properties, approximately?
Well, we should be receiving like $7,800 per month on rents.
And have you received that money?
No.
And did you notice that her spreadsheet, moving on to bank accounts, does not award any bank accounts to either of you on her spreadsheet?
Yes.
But does your spreadsheet account for the bank accounts that you all have?
Yes.
And what are you asking the court to do with regard to the checking accounts in each of your names?
We can each keep our own accounts.
And let's talk about your businesses. What is your business that you have?
It's a construction business.
And what is the name of it?
Medrano E-Construction.
And can you explain to the court how that business operates?
It's just like an assumed name, DBA, where I get paid under that name, and then after that, I got me a check and I pay whatever I need to pay.
And when you say you pay whatever you need to pay, can you give some examples of what that is?
Yes, for example, like if I rent equipment, buy material, rent equipment, buy materials, pay a guy or two that might help me.
Okay, but this business is essentially your labor.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and you're asking that that be awarded to you.
Yes.
And let's talk about the vehicles. When did you buy the Bentley for Miss Medrano?
It was in February of 2025.
And did you buy that for her as a gift?
It was like a family car.
And are you asking that it be awarded to her?
Yes.
And that's even with paying off the debt on it with the money from Barladoc, right?
Yes.
And what other vehicle are you awarding to her?
The 2014 Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay, and did you hear her testify that she primarily drives the GLE 350?
Yes, I did hear that.
Is that true?
No.
Who drives that car?
That's my son.
And is that your son with you and Miss Medrano?
Yes.
And how long has he driven this car?
Like for the past 2 years.
And why why does he drive this car primarily?
He drives it to work.
And before you bought her the Bentley, was she driving this car?
No, she was driving the Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay, so she's never driven this car as her primary vehicle?
Not as primary.
And are you asking that GLE 350 be awarded to you?
Yes.
And if it's awarded to you, are you going to continue to allow your son to drive it?
Yes.
And in this case, did we have to file a restraining order?
Yes, we did.
And why did we have to do that?
Because in July of 2025, Vanessa went into my residence in Corpus Christi and took possession of, changed the locks on the doors, and then took possession of some of my personal belongings.
And in that hearing, did Judge Lee order for her to return some of those personal belongings?
Yes.
If you remember, what was Vanessa supposed to return to you?
She was supposed to return my key fob for my 2015 Mercedes, the trailer, the 2020 GLE Mercedes.
And what's the only thing of that list that she returned to you?
Nothing.
But did you get the car back?
I did get the car back.
And what else did she take from you from the house besides the key and the trailer and the vehicle?
Well, she took my Rolex and my gun collection.
And did we list those things on this spreadsheet
Yes.
and award those values to her?
Yes.
And why did we do that?
Because she took possession of them.
And have you received them back from her?
No.
Okay. And when you moved to Barladock, when this divorce was pending, did you buy furniture for it?
Yes.
And are you asking that that furniture be awarded to you?
Yes.
And then on the liabilities, we've listed many credit cards here and vehicle loans here that you want paid off. Is that correct?
Yes.
And again, why is it that you want these to be paid off from the sale of Barladock?
That's the because that way we can start fresh with no debt, both of us, and it's just a free thing to do.
And based on our numbers, even if we pay off this debt, which is approximately $190,000, if you look on line 3 up here, how much will you still each get from the sale of that house?
We probably get around. I would get about 300,000, and she would get about 480,000.
And do you think that is the fair way to split the proceeds from that house after paying off the debt?
Yes.
Buckle up, because now the courtroom dives into luxury cars, mounting debt, and financial damage left behind by the marriage. The wife testifies about the Mercedes she drove throughout the relationship, but the real attention goes toward the Bentley that's reportedly upside down by nearly $18,000. Instead of sounding glamorous, these vehicles suddenly represent burden, liability, and financial stress. The attorneys carefully break down every loan, tax debt, and outstanding balance connected to the estate, making it obvious that wealth on paper does not always mean financial stability in reality. This section works so well because viewers begin realizing how messy divorce finances become once debt starts outweighing value.
And lastly, do you see at the bottom your separate property? Are you asking the judge to confirm these items as your separate property?
Yes.
And can you just explain briefly what each of these things is?
Yes, it is the Wells Fargo account, which is the Medrano construction, the 1802 Avenue C, which was
We've already stipulated that all the accounts go to the person whose name they're on. It's just not relevant.
Okay.
okay.
And Ms. Medrano, again, do you believe that if the judge adopts our spreadsheet and divides these properties in this way, that that would be a just and right division to you and Ms. Medrano?
Yes.
And in response to Ms. Medrano's spreadsheet, she's asking that she be awarded the Blanco Roadhouse in Indiana. And why don't you want her to be awarded those properties?
I'm sorry, repeat that question.
I'm sorry, we actually are in agreement with her having Blanco, but why is it that you object to her being awarded the quadplex?
The quadplex. First of all, it's not. I can maintain it better because I'm in construction. Anything that goes wrong with it, I can fix. Second, it's not. She wouldn't be making any money if she needs to pay for repairs and things like that. So it's a lot easier for me to keep up with the maintenance and keep up with the property. And again, we bought the property as a retirement plan.
And what do you mean as a retirement plan? Can you explain that?
Well, yes, we acquired these properties during our marriage because it's I don't have a traditional retirement plan. You know, my plan was to get these properties and live off of them. You know, keep up with the maintenance and just rent them out and make income like that.
And are the other properties that you all own Well, none of these properties have a mortgage, is that correct?
That is correct.
And are all of the properties listed here for rental properties?
Yes,
So, except for the land, is that true?
that is right.
Okay, so they can all be rented out and generate income for you and her, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And are some of them, I guess, more ready to be rented than others?
That's right.
And which ones could be rented but need a little bit of work?
The Saxit, and I believe that's the only one.
So based on your award of Blanco to her and Taze to her, she could take those right now and rent them out. Is that true?
Yes, that's right.
You heard Ms. Medrano indicate that you've had an extramarital affair. Is that correct?
Yes.
And have you had an extramarital affair?
No,
Why is this marriage breaking up?
because we just don't get along.
And did she have someone on the side that she was talking to?
Yes.
And when you found out about that, did you leave the marriage?
No.
Did you confront her? Or what happened?
I found out after we were separated. So I never even got to talk to her about it.
Are you dating anyone currently?
No,
And so do you deny her allegation that you've had an affair?
yes.
Can you pinpoint for the court if there is anything specific that led to you all finally separating for a second time and wanting to dissolve this marriage?
Well, yeah, we just don't get along. It's just, we got different opinions. We got, different point of views, and we can't be together.
And so are you asking that the court grant the divorce based on insupportability?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Medrano, how long have you owned Medrano Construction?
Since 2008.
Approximately how much money did Medrano Construction make in 2025?
Your Honor, I'm going to object because I thought we had an agreement that he was going to be awarded this. I thought this was already agreed.
We absolutely do, Judge, but she's the one that brought up Medrano Construction. I should be able to follow up.
Okay, if it's not gonna help with my decision, I mean, you can use your time however you like.
It will, Judge. Here's what I'm trying to argue, and you tell me. I can move on if you want, but
Okay,
he's already making income. She needs income. A fair and equitable distribution would allow her to make income from day one. And that's what I'm trying to show. He's already making income, and he's trying to take all the properties that produce income currently.
Your Honor,
That's the argument.
that completely misstates the testimony and the evidence. He just testified.
That's why I'm trying to elicit it, Judge.
for 1 second, you all cannot speak over each
I'm
other.
sorry, that's my fault.
Go ahead, Attorney Buckley.
Mr. Medrano just testified that the only property that's not ready to rent out right now is one that he's asking be awarded to him. The others are ready to rent out. And I'm not sure Mr. Adamson is correctly remembering that his client testified that she's working and making money. So they both have equal opportunity to rent out the properties once they're awarded to them, to whomever they need to generate rental income in addition to their work.
Alright, guys, this is easily the most explosive section of the entire hearing because the affair allegations finally move from rumors to direct testimony under oath. The wife claims she personally saw her husband holding hands with a man dressed as a woman and even references an intimate video that allegedly exists. Immediately, objections start firing from the husband's attorney, who tries to block the testimony before it damages the case further. The judge steps in multiple times while tension rises with every answer. What makes this moment so gripping is how quickly the courtroom shifts from financial arguments into deeply personal accusations capable of influencing the entire property division outcome.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back on the transcript. She did say she was working.
200 a week. Yeah, she's banking.
Well,
I should be able to show that he's making a lot of money and she's not. And that's why she needs the quadplex. I mean, that's the best argument we have. This isn't a fair and equitable. This is he takes everything he wants and gives her what he doesn't. I'm trying to show it needs to be fair and equitable.
okay. Well, I mean, the court has the discretion to determine a just and right division. So, I mean, with that, I don't necessarily know if the argument is necessary. You can just keep asking your questions.
Does Madrona Construction make money each year?
Yes.
During the course of the marriage, were you able to buy a Bentley and 2 Mercedes with it?
Yes, sir.
2 jet skis,
That's right.
2 trucks,
Yes, sir.
and 7 properties? Correct?
Not completely from Madrona Construction.
Okay. The property on Indiana is the only one in the name of Excel Entertainment, correct?
That is correct.
And that's an LLC solely in Miss Madrano's name, correct?
That's right.
As far as the liabilities go, our spreadsheet lists 3 of the liabilities as separate property. There's a personal loan from Amex that ends in account number 61004 for $16,805. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
Why was that loan taken out?
That was taken out to support my family when work slows down.
That was taken out post-separation, correct?
Yes,
The house that you live in right now is in Grand Prairie, correct?
that's right.
And you invited Miss Madrano to stay with you during the pendency of this trial, correct? In your house in Grand Prairie?
No, she wanted to stay there.
So you guys had that discussion?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If Miss Madrano is only making $400 a week with her cosmetology license and her work with the company that started with a C, Cornerstone Living, would you agree that she can't live off that amount of money?
Yeah, that's right. She's at the moment making more than me.
$800 a week is more than you make
Well, at the moment I'm not working.
voluntarily, correct?
No, sir. There's no work for me. It's
How are you
a
paying-
slow season.
How are you paying the bills that you've been ordered to pay by the court that have been kept up?
By acquiring loans.
So you have additional loans that aren't on this liability spreadsheet?
Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to say that Madrano Construction could start making money tomorrow if it wanted to?
If there's work, yes.
Okay. And you're in agreement that each party's going to keep their own bank accounts in their own name, correct?
That's right.
And the GLE Mercedes you're not wanting for yourself, you want to give it to your son, correct?
Yes, that's the one he drives.
And your wife drove it through most of the marriage, correct?
Part of the marriage, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about Bar-le-Duc because you claimed you had to file a TRO. Isn't it true that you only claimed to live in Bar-le-Duc because she moved down there?
No, that
Is
wasn't.
it true that you had a primary home in Grand Prairie at that time?
Yes, the house that she was living
Isn't it
in.
also true that you have a vacant lot behind the home on Grand Prairie where you keep all your heavy equipment from Madrano Construction?
Yes, that's right.
Who takes care of the homes in Laredo?
I do.
Is it fair to say that with your construction background, you could maintain any of these homes better than Miss Madrano could by herself?
Yes,
So would you agree that that should have no credence in what the judge awards and to whom they award it? She awards it? Would you agree that that's not fair to really consider that? Otherwise, you'd get everything, right?
Objection, Your Honor. He's not asking for everything.
Moving on, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
Pass the witness.
All right, anything further from this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Mr. Madrano, you just said that you have an additional loan that's not on the spreadsheet. What loan is that?
Objection, Judge, to irrelevance, and if it's not been given to us, it shouldn't be brought up in this case. It's not been disclosed or anything.
Has the loan been disclosed?
I don't know. He just testified to that because he asked, so I'm following up on that line of testimony.
Okay, overruled, the court needs to know if there's another loan, especially if we're talking about, dividing debts.
Mr. Madrano, what loan did you just reference when Mr. Adamson asked you about the debts?
but paying the bills, yes. I borrowed $7,000 from a neighbor to pay my bills.
And when did you do that?
2 weeks ago.
And it was cash,
It was, yes, it was cash.
but are you planning to pay him back?
Yes,
And is that something that we can put in your column, the $7,000?
yes.
Or is that something, how do you want to pay that off? Is that something that you want to pay off when you sell Bar-le-Duc?
Yeah, I can do that. I can just pay that off when we sell product.
Okay, and you mentioned that you're not working right now. And why aren't you working right now?
It's slow season for me for construction.
And do you expect that that will change?
Yes, I'm hoping that it'll change in a couple of months.
And according to our spreadsheet, how much money will Ms. Madrano walk away with at the end of this case?
According to our spreadsheet, see,
It's at the line 54.
400 and,
Right above the yellow.
yeah,
50%.
946,000.
And do you think that's sufficient for her to meet her minimum basic needs?
More than sufficient, yes.
And do you think that's sufficient even if she continues to choose to make $400 a month?
Oh, yes.
And what is her degree in?
She's got a cosmetology license.
And did she work during your marriage?
Yes, off and on, yes.
And has she worked during this divorce?
That I don't know.
Buckle up, guys, because the final stretch becomes a direct legal showdown between both attorneys as they argue over money, adultery, and fairness. The husband's side pushes for a clean 50-50 split while trying to completely shut down any request connected to spousal maintenance or disproportionate distribution. But the wife's attorney refuses to back down, insisting the affair allegations should absolutely matter when dividing nearly $1 million in asset. After the judge denies the motion, the husband finally takes the stand and calmly presents his own version of events, discussing debt repayment and property sales. The contrast between the earlier emotional accusations and his composed testimony creates a strong ending that leaves viewers questioning who the judge ultimately believes most.